Hello, in this video we will get to know the defenders of the Iron Wall sub-warband for Iron Sultanate. And for the defenders of the Iron Wall, the unit list is also quite interesting, as the warband leader is the Sildar. You can have Janissary officers as elite choice and alchemist, and for regular unit you can have Azeb, Sultanate Sapper, Brazen Bull or Sipahi, and the usual mercenaries. And again, this one is quite differently working sub-warband compared to the regular Sultanate. And the first rule is the fire from the Sublime Gate, which prohibits you to have any line of Jabir, captain or assassin in your warband, and you cannot give the Cloak of Alamut and Wind Amulet equipment to your units. The Grand Cannon rules gives you the opportunity to buy the Grand Cannon for Ducat instead of Glory, and you can have two of them, and you can have either two as stationary gun or one used by a Brazen Bull and the second one as a stationary one. The Janissary officers rule gives you the opportunity to have two Janissaries as elite from the beginning. The marksmanship of the Iron Wall changes your elevation bonus rule from +1 dice to +2. The Sapper Corps gives you the opportunity to have 4 Sapper in total instead of 2. The Siege Jezil teams giving you +1 dice for the attack roll if you have another unit within 1 inch when you're shooting with a Siege Jezil. The Sildar rule, technically your warband leader rule, and it's using the captain profile, but instead there is -1 ability, which is the Mubarizm, and you have the strong keyword instead, and you can have some equipment that's usually only be used by the sappers, so you can a little bit equip it differently. And the Sipahi, this one technically a Mamluk Faris, but for Ducat, so you can have 2 Mamluk Faris in your warband in total. As for battle kit and special equipment, the following is the situation. So you cannot have any Cloak of Alamut or Wind Amulet in this warband at all. For unique item, the first one is the Unkown, which one is the Sultanate Sapper only, but this one can be also given to the captain. And the way it works is that you can either deploy it pre-battle or during the game. And the way it works during the deployment, you can deploy it anywhere within your deployment zone, as it's written in the pre-deployment section. And the combo deployment means you can deploy it within 1 inch of your model that carries this equipment, and you'd make a risky roll with +2 dice. And this is a cover which you cannot move after it's deployed, so it's giving you an extra tactical cover, let's say. Banner of Desert Wind is another flag type equipment, and it has the Held and the Leader keyword, works if your unit is not down, and within 24 inch of the model holding this flag, the enemy has -1 inch of the movement characteristic, and if the same turn the enemy wants to move and dash, it's 2 inch in total. So if you can use it for your advantage in multiple turns, this can give you quite a big bonus, let's say, compared to the enemy in the movement, because your enemy couldn't reach specific areas in the map, objectives for example, or your units, hopefully. The Grand Cannon is, as I mentioned, either given to the Brazen Bull, and in that case, if the bull losing it or somehow removed from the bull, the cannon is lost, you need to rebuy it. If it's deployed on the map, in that case it's on a 50mm base, and the unit can use it if it's standing within 1 inch of the gun, and it's not in close combat with any enemy unit, both the firing unit and the gun itself. If you hit a target, working literally the same as if it's on the Brazen Bull, as you need to roll a dice and you're pushing the target d6 inch away from the gun's direction. So technically you can push away enemies in a tactical way, kind of. The explosive charges is quite a funny one, so you can give it to either the warband leader or sappers, but limit 1. And the way it works is you can choose 1 terrain piece, which can be mined. You mark it on a paper or wherever, and you simply detonate it whenever you want, and the enemy is rolling for injury rolls with shrapnel keyword. And also, if the terrain piece which is destroyed higher than 3 inch, the enemy is rolling for an extra falling damage as well. So this can be quite interesting actually, how to use it tactically well or annoyingly regarding the enemy. And the Iron Wall Kalkan is kind of an extra shield type for the bull. And the way it works, you can push the enemy which is in contact with the bull into a specific direction, into just simply pushing it, or pushing it off a terrain piece, or pushing it into a terrain piece, causing injury roll. And the Warband leader profile looks like this. And as I mentioned, the strong keyword is there, but it doesn't have the extra ability which was helping for the captain to fight against tough opponents. Because of the extra bonus for the captain, you need to decide if it's worth to buy the Janissary Veteran for 10 ducat, which in this case only giving you the countercharge ability, because you already have the strong keyword. So if it's worth 10 credit for you, you can go for it. If not, you can just simply skip it, and it's fine. As for promotion for the Warband, there is two possible ways. In the first version, you can either make the main candidate the Brazen Bull and the Sipahi, and the secondary candidates can be the Mercenaries, Sappers and Adepts. Or in other version, you can do the Sappers as a main target or main candidate, and the Brazen Bull, Sipahi and Mercenaries as secondary target. And it's really depending on which way you want to play with them during the campaign. As kind of a summary about the Warband, it's quite sounds like a stationary Warband as they play, because they have the stationary guns and the siege Jezil teams. So you don't really want to run around too much, you want the enemy to come to you mostly, and also you can mine specific terrain pieces with the Sappers and the explosive charge. So it definitely plays differently compared to the other Sultanate Warbands. Maybe this is the most annoying in a way because of the lot of mine. It's really not pleasant to play against, and it feels also very powerful in the shooting, because if you manage to place your firing teams on an elevation, you can have a very nice bonus, and if it's a Siege Jezil team, an even nicer bonus. So overall I think it's very difficult to play against, but also maybe this one is even worse in melee than the other sub-warbands or other warbands for the Sultanate. So if you manage to go close to them, it's already very bad. Actually, I not played them, but as I was reading them through for the video, probably I'm going to try them for sure, because they are seems like very interesting in a very weird way. And as much as I don't really like the assassins, I'm in the sub-warband, this one seems more like what I would try, but it's still not really the type of play I would like to do, but still it seems more interesting for me to try. So if you already tried the Defenders sub-warband, please let me know what is your experience and suggestion, not just for me but for other people. And yeah, I think it's quite interesting. And anyway, thanks for the attention and listening the video. If you have any feedback or info about the Warband, as usual, please let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.